Welcome back to Instant Boxing. I'm your host, Albert Baker. Follow me on Twitter at @TheAlbertBaker. It's time for the opening bell. A lot of fight action this weekend. You had fights at the Pechanga Resort Casino in Southern California on Showtime. You also had PBC on Fox. Deontay Wilder took on late substitute Gerald Washington. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the fights on Showtime. A Money Team's promoted card. You had Sal Neno Rodriguez making his premiere as the new Money Team prospect at 126. Rodriguez almost getting upset by very late substitute Oscar Bravo. A lot of people were intrigued when Bravo was announced as a late substitute, especially for a prospect that's coming in off a long layoff like Rodriguez was. Bravo had been in with some very good names. Felix Verdejo, Mason Menard, Diego Magdaleno. Guy's been in with some good names. Guy has a lot of real good experience. He's a tough, rugged individual. Never been stopped in his career. And lo and behold, what happened? Well, Rodriguez came in slow. He didn't look hot. He didn't look sharp. And he got decked in the fifth. Dropped down to the seat of his pants. He got up, was able to shake it off. Boxed pretty well. In spots. Single shots. Didn't really do anything to impress. A lot of people said that he lost the fight. It was a close fight. Look, the kid deserves an off night. He's coming off a 9-month layoff. Give the kid some credit. He did get off the deck. He did show grit. He did show toughness. He showed determination. Kid's going to bounce back. He's going to have a better performance. Oftentimes, prospects learn more in a tough fight than they do in a one-round blast-off when they knock somebody out. In the main event of that card, you had Justin DeLoach come in, shut the party down for Chris Pearson. Second round knockout. It was a good showing for Justin DeLoach. He's been upset in the apple cart a couple of times. People are getting a little bit more impressed with him. Guy's making a name for himself. Showbox is kind of the place for him to be right now. And I'm looking forward to seeing the kid again. It was Floyd's 40th birthday this weekend. Word on the street is Floyd wanted to keep it small and private, so he canceled the piñata, the taco man, and the face painting lady, much to the chagrin of all the partygoers at the Pechanga. Premier Boxing Champions on Fox. You had 3 entertaining fights ending in 3 entertaining knockouts. First up, you had Dominick Breazele against Izage Ugono. Just sounds cool just to say Ugono, like you go no. Breazele, Ugono. Entertaining fight. 4th round. Breazele goes down from a right hand, gets up, returns fire in the 5th round, drops Ugono. Ugono gets up, beats the count, but Breazele wasn't having it. Put him down one more time. This time he goes out of the ring. That's it. End of the fight. Breazele victorious as an underdog. Upset the apple cart a little bit in this one. You had Tony Harrison and Jarrett Hurd coming in against each other for the vacant IBF title, left vacant by Jamal Charlo when he moved north to 160. This was a good, close, competitive fight. Boxing at an extremely high level for the very first 5 rounds. Tony Harrison was getting the better of Hurd with better punches, but in the 5th round, you started to see that momentum change as Hurd started landing good shots that seemed to be hurting Harrison. In the 9th round, Hurd dropped Harrison. Harrison would beat the count, but he got up and spit that mouthpiece out. Referee stopped the fight. It was actually a good stoppage. He didn't look like he wanted to continue. Whenever you spit a mouthpiece out like that and you're standing up, it's a symbol that says, I'm done here. Rounding out the main event, you had Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, taking on Gerald El Gallo Negro Washington, late substitute, former USC football player. For 5 rounds, the fight was literally a little bit uneventful until a right hand by Wilder put an end to the night for Gerald Washington. Wilder still has a lot of things in his game that he can definitely do a lot better. Now, that's not to say that Wilder is not an athletic and gifted fighter. He definitely is. But I think he needs to be in with somebody who's going to push him to be able to show that type of talent. Washington just wasn't the guy. He was a late substitute, but I would have rather watched Washington fight Wilder than whoever the steroid guy was.
InstantBoxing.com.
That's right.
That's it.
It's time for the word on the street. Word on the street is that Deontay Wilder and his entourage violently assaulted heavyweight Dominick Breazele, his team, and his wife and kids in the lobby at the Westin Hotel. Allegedly, this whole thing started over a disagreement between Dominick Breazele's children and his team rooting for Gerald Washington, who was Wilder's opponent in the main event. Wilder's brother was apparently sitting close to them, and it didn't bode well with him, so he started jawing back and forth with him. Then, apparently, when he gave word to Deontay Wilder that they were rooting for Washington, Wilder rounded up the rest of the entourage and tracked them down to the Westin Hotel, where Coach Manny Robles was apparently punched in the face and Dominick Breazele was punched in the back of the head. This standard of conduct is completely unacceptable from Deontay Wilder. Boxing is the sport of the street, sport of the poor, sport for the bottom. That's why we all respect each other so much. Because fighters understand and recognize each other's sacrifices to attain any level of success, even a win. For him to hold that with such disdain and disregard is embarrassing, and it's a stain on the sport. Unfortunately, Deontay Wilder probably lost a lot of fans. Selling out arenas in Birmingham, Alabama is one thing, but selling out arenas in Los Angeles and Las Vegas are a completely other thing. I wish Deontay Wilder the best of luck, and I hope that he can find himself back on the path of success. But clearly, this level of conduct isn't going to get him there. That's the word on the street. This week on the InstantBoxing Spotlight, #1 WBA Super Bantamweight contender, Daniel Roman.
It was a long process, you know. I had to fight my way to get up in the ranks. We trained hard, 25 fights now. A lot of sacrifices, sacrificed friends, time, even my youth, you know. But like, it's all gonna be worth it because we're going now. We're ranked #1 for the championship.
He built up a lot of fans. We have noticed the difference in attention now. Before, nobody came around us, and now everybody wants to do interviews with him. Everybody wants to take pictures with him, including you. I told Daniel, once they expose you to the masses, everybody's going to fall in love with your boxing style.
Well, Thompson is a great promoter. Yeah, I did most of my fights with in Ontario and some in Corona. But they're all even fights. Like, most of them might not know Thompson a lot. He don't get a lot of exposure, but he puts in even fights. So they're always good fights. And now that I fought my first time in national TV, Showtime, well, I took advantage of it, you know. I know this opportunities like this never come often, so I took advantage of it, and I got to prove myself what I do, what I could do. And like, it's good because the whole world got to see me.
The Keyboard Cartel segment is brought to you by a man who was once arrested for wearing skinny jeans in public. It's the troller of Home Depot parking lots. Follow him on Twitter at Mr. Boxing Guru, the homie Big Sal.
Man, when the going gets tough, I wish I had friends like this. So Steve Kim tweeted last night that Abel Sanchez wasn't part of the Gennady Golovkin team anymore after PBC on Fox posted this. And right after, this guy posts this. Today's salute is for Steve Kim. Sir, you are a troll.
In tonight's closing bell segment, Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan agreed to terms. April 23rd. It's a pretty good fight. Comment down below. I want to know what you think about this fight. I think this is a pretty competitive fight. Amir Khan, he's crazy fast. Guy can throw combinations of punches and he moves in and out with really great angles. Has supreme boxing skill. Problem is, when he gets cracked, we all know that he goes down. Super competitive in all his losses. Manny Pacquiao on his way out the door. Is this a prime time for Khan to catch his former sparring partner? Yeah, Khan was more of the sparring partner for Manny Pacquiao at the time because Pacquiao was in his prime back then. But Pacquiao is clearly not in his prime anymore. This may be a good time for Khan to catch him. If Khan wins, this could bring him back to the top of the fold, possibly put himself in another big fight. Khan wins, Kell Brook wins. It's the All England super fight that everybody in England has been clamoring for. Could be a good turnout for this one. I'd like to know what you think about this fight. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Albert Baker and on Twitter at The Albert Baker. And let me know what you think about this fight. That's the closing bell.